Hi, everybody. I'm Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney. I'm adjusting here. I'm located right outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia, but our clients are all throughout the United States. We really have clients everywhere. So today we had somebody call us from California. Again, we're located outside of Washington, D.C. We had someone that scheduled a consultation with us from California, and he kind of wondered, how did everything work? How does everything work if you're not here in California, right? Immigration is a federal practice. So that means that we can represent you no matter where you're located. So we handle our calls by Zoom, just like this. We do everything remotely, and you can always send us documents. You can always come to the office if you want to, but we are able to, sorry, someone is sending me something. We're able to represent clients no matter where they're located. All right. Sorry, I don't know why I'm getting co-host suggestions. This is the first time I've gotten them, so sorry about that. Again, my name is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney, and we help with all kinds of immigration cases. So cases where companies are sponsoring employees for H-1Bs or any other visa types. We help individuals that are looking for their own green cards or their own visas. We also help employers sponsor people as well. So we really kind of run the gamut on all these different types of cases. As long as it's immigration, we should be able to work with you to be able to help you. So if we can help you with any of your immigration questions, call us. The first step is to schedule a consultation. So I'm going to say, the first thing you should do is call our office. We're at 703-348-1663. And that way we can spend some time one-on-one. Most of our consultations are done by phone or by Zoom. I prefer Zoom because I feel like it's sort of as close to in-person as possible. But we do also do by phone as well. Okay, so call us if we can help you. I would love to chat with you. We'd go through your immigration questions. Right now, I'm going to provide general information. So general immigration information. Obviously, we need a more one-on-one time to have privileged, confidential attorney-client advice. But I know so many of you have questions here and there, immigration questions, because it is very complicated. Immigration is so complicated. So go ahead and put your questions in, and I'm going to do my best to answer them. We're streaming right now on both Facebook and on TikTok, and our handle is Agarwal Immigration at both Facebook and TikTok. So Agarwal Immigration at both Facebook and TikTok. And also, if you're not following our page, like our page, so then you get notified every time I go live, and then you can pop up and answer questions. So follow us, like us on Facebook, follow us on TikTok, and you'll be notified every time we go live. Great. So hi Natasha. Hi Indy. Hi Subji. Hi, Rahi. Hi, Virko. Hi, Annie. Hi, Bayed. Hi, Sona. Hi, Vicky. Nil Patel is asking me, how long does a U visa take? It can take a while. Because U visas, for those of you that don't know what a U visa is for victims of crime. So the government tells us which crimes might qualify. Right, so the U visa is for people that are a victim of a crime, and they're in the U.S. to kind of help with an investigation. So a U visa would require you to report something to the police. You would have to be willing to cooperate with the police with regard to any pending investigation. Right, so. If you think you might qualify, if something happened, a very common one is a store robbery. For many of my clients that own convenience stores, if there's a store robbery, domestic violence can sometimes qualify as well. And again, with the U visa, you get permission to live in the U.S. And you can eventually apply for a green card. So if you qualify, it can be a long time. Okay, it can be a very, very long time. Let me be honest. And this is because there is a cap on the number of visas that are issued. So, I mean, sometimes it's even taking about 15 years. You do get protection after a certain period of time. You do get permission to be in the US for a certain period of time. But once the visa becomes available, because there's a cap, there's only 10,000 issued per year. Once the visa becomes available, then you can actually get a U visa, right? So that's what the delay is. That's what takes a long time. But if you think you qualify, it really does have very, very good benefits. You can ultimately get work authorization after you get to a certain point in your case. And if you had an illegal entry, that doesn't matter at that point. So you don't have to be married. You can do it on your own, just based on your experience. Of course, there has to be a police report, a crime that has to have taken place. But you do get some benefits if you qualify. So if we can help you with that, call us. We're at 703-348-1663. Hi, Sunny. Sunny says, hi, how long does it take if I send them the fingerprint card? It's taking us about 3 weeks right now to get the FBI fingerprint results. It's very important. I would suggest, if you can do it, I would suggest if you're doing it yourself, go get it done professionally, because we've had issues with our clients just not really doing it properly. So it's taken longer because we get rejected. It gets rejected. So it normally takes about 2 to 3 weeks. It's not bad. It's actually a pretty simple, easy process. If we can help you, I know we've been asked about FBI fingerprint cards with relation to VAWA I-360 applications. So that's something that we use to show that you are of good moral character. This is for people that are either married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, and they are a victim of abuse. They can apply for their own green card. So we most often use these FBI fingerprint cards to show that this person is of good moral character, right? That they don't have a criminal history, or if they have a criminal history, it was a long time ago, and it doesn't, they've been kind of clean, good for the most recent few years. Or we show that there were charges but there was no conviction. So there's lots of different ways to show that you're of good moral character. And you can still kind of do this sometimes if you have a criminal history or criminal record. We can still show good moral character in other ways. So if you have a criminal history, if you have a charge, and you're looking for immigration benefits, you should definitely give us a call, or give any attorney a call, because there could be an immigration impact for you. But most often we use these FBI fingerprint cards for cases when we're helping a person who is married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder. We help them apply for and receive their own green card without their spouse, because they're either having marriage problems, their spouse is refusing to sponsor them, or there are other potential issues in their life. Okay, give us a call when you if you would like to schedule a consultation, if you're interested in this type of visa, if you're interested in learning more about self-petitioning. We handle these cases a lot. You can give us a call at 703-348-1663. Hi, Narita. Nil is asking about a work permit. Oh, it can take a long time. I'm going to say at least 4 years. But, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, it's more like 1.5 years, but it does take a really long time. Hi, Natasha. Did you say something about an approved I-360, but I don't see your other question? I didn't see their question, but I'm going to move on. Natasha, if you have additional information about your question, just put it in, and I will scroll down and answer it, okay? Vikas is asking, he says, my Brown is in India. Is there a way he can come to the U.S.? I'm thinking that maybe it's your brother. There's lots of ways to come to the U.S., right? You can get employment-based sponsorship. You can, if you're a green card holder, Vikas, you can wait till you become a citizen and then sponsor your brother. There's just many different ways. So you should call us to schedule a consultation. We can see what your brother's experience and education is, and we can kind of walk you through the different ways to get a visa and ultimately even a green card in the U.S. All right, you can reach us at 703-348-1663. All right, hi Hardath. Hi Uga. Hi Devi. Hi Ranjit. Hi Chaya. Hi Maddie. Wow, we've got a lot of followers today. Hi Natasha. Okay, so Natasha, you said all I see is based on an approved I-360. I'm guessing, oh, sorry, here I see your question. How long does I-485 take to process and get an interview based on an approved I-360. Okay, so we usually say about 2 to 2.5 years from the time you applied from the very beginning, right? So if you get an approved I-360 within a year or so, you should get an interview for your green card. Okay, I hope that's helpful. An I-360, for anyone that is interested in or learning about I-360 self-petitions, they are for victims of abuse, and that can be someone who came without papers at all, or they came here on a visa and they overstayed their visa, and they're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, and they are having issues in their marriage, right? And it doesn't have to be physical abuse. It can be psychological abuse. It can be verbal abuse. It can be controlling behavior. So there are different ways to characterize this abuse that would still help you obtain a green card on your own without your spouse. So again, no illegal entry. If we do apply, if you do qualify and you apply, you would get a work permit in 6 to 8 months. You would get travel authorization in that same time frame, and ultimately you would get a green card in about 2 to 2.5 years. And that's what Natasha is talking about right now. She's talking about an I-360 self-petition, and that's what we use to help individuals who are applying for a green card without their spouse. Again, we can also do this. This is another way to do an I-360 petition. Let's say you're not married, but you have a child in the U.S. that is 21 or over and a U.S. citizen, right? So we have many people that came in illegally, or we have people that came in on a tourist visa and then overstayed that visa, and then they had a child, and that child is now a U.S. citizen and 21 or over. You may be able to self-petition based on that child, even if you have had an illegal entry. So give us a call if you or someone you know might qualify for this, and just make sure to like our page, to follow us on TikTok, to be notified when I'm on if you have questions that you want to ask in this forum, or if you want to schedule a consultation to see if you might qualify for this. And we work on this case type very, very often, and we can certainly have a consultation to see if you qualify. Call us. We're at 703-348-1663. All right, Vikas says, my brother is in India. Is there a way he can come? I think that's what I answered earlier. So I would say, I need to figure out what your status is, what your brother's experience qualifications are, and then I'd be able to answer that, because I don't know anything about your brother, Vikas. Okay, you can call us for a consultation. We're at 703-348-1663. All right. Ranjit says, hello. Hi, Chaya. Yes, Chaya. Chaya's asked, can you sue USCIS if your case is taking a very long time? Yes, if you guys, I talk about this a lot. You can definitely sue the government if your case is taking a very, very long time. If it's taking outside of normal processing times, you can definitely sue the government. So essentially, you file a complaint in federal court. We can help you do that. You file a complaint in federal court, and you sue the government. And the entire lawsuit is based on the fact that the government is supposed to make decisions to finish up a case in an efficient and reasonable time frame. So they are required by the law to make decisions in a reasonable time frame. So if your case is taking a very long time, you can sue the government to ask them to make a decision on your case. Again, you want to be cautious of this, because many people are here, they have a work permit, but they actually have a weak case. Maybe they have a kind of a weak case, right? We don't file weak cases if we know they're weak up front. But let's say, you filed yourself and you didn't know the requirements, and you have a weak case, and you have a work permit, and it's taking a really long time for the government to decide your case. It may not be the best thing for you to sue them to make a decision on the case, because all you're doing is asking them to make a decision, not a good decision, but a decision, right? If you have a strong case, certainly we can tell you, is your case weak or strong? If you have a strong case, then it might make sense for you to sue the government to make a decision, because a decision will give you immigration status. So if we can help you with this, we do work on this as well. You can give us a call. We're at 703-348-1663, and we can certainly work with you on something like this, and we can walk you through the whole process. Agaba says, hello, I have a work permit, but would love to get travel and work permit. Great. So it depends on how you have your work permit. If you have it based on asylum, maybe travel, you can maybe seek advanced parole. It's basically called an application for advanced parole. You can apply for that. Many applications will let you also apply for advanced parole, meaning travel authorization, along with your work permit. So usually, for example, with any kind of green card application, we apply for both work authorization and travel authorization. This means that you can travel while your application is pending. So it takes about 6 months or so for us to get that. With any green card application, we submit this usually, for the most part, not in every case, but for the most part, we submit a request for travel authorization and a request for a work permit. So if you have a green card pending AGABA, you certainly will be able, you may be eligible to apply also for a work authorization. Okay, and it usually takes about 6 months or so to get that. If we can help you with that, give us a call. We're at 703-348-1663. All right, guys, unfortunately, I don't have a ton of time today, so I'm going to have to let you go. But it was nice to see everybody. Happy Friday. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will be on again. Make sure you like us and follow us. Like us on Facebook. We're at Agarwal Immigration. Follow us on TikTok, and you will get notified every single time we are live. All right. Hope everyone has a great weekend. I will see you soon. Bye.